Hey guys, welcome back. Today is another beautiful day here in London, and we are going to be visiting another royal garden, Queen Mary's Gardens. Now today is my last solo travel day. Sergey will be arriving tomorrow, and I've been saving some of the other bigger gardens that we've been waiting to visit together until he arrives because there's so many on the countryside that we wanted to visit together. So I'm excited about that. But today I wanted to visit a rose garden. I hear it's a pretty good one. So we're gonna go inside, check it out. There's another garden I wanna check out. It's a botanical garden. I don't know if we'll have time to visit it today, but we'll see how the day goes. It's been super windy, so hopefully the wind is going to work with us and not against us. Anyways, let's go inside and see what this garden is all about. One great thing about London is there are parks everywhere, and there are people everywhere on the weekend enjoying these parks. And just look at this view from over here. I'm already excited about that whole situation over there, but look at these beautiful apricot roses right here as we enter. And this seems to be a proper rose garden, and I think there might be other parts of this garden outside of the rose garden, which we are about to go explore. I'm actually super excited about this mixed border right here too. So if you look, this looks like to be a path this way, and then if we swing over here, here is the rose garden. Just look at what they've done with these structures. I love this so much. This garden definitely has a formality feel to it, but it's also a little bit cottagey, especially with some of the plant pairings that they have, the lavender, the alliums, the roses growing on these arches right here. But if you would get closer, you can definitely see some borders, nice sharp borders everywhere. Oh, now look at this. This is the way to go rose shopping. I think I mentioned this in our other video. But look at how beautiful. This is Rosa Pride Cheshire. And look at this stunner. Wow. That's beautiful. Again, I'm just really distracted about these climbing roses on these ropes over here. Do you see how they kind of go down? I love that because it creates a lot of movement in the roses. That's so interesting. Here's one that's right up my alley, Rosa Champagne Celebration. More of a blushy tone. Big roses right here. I like how they're actually having these in color blocks. It makes it easier to kind of see everything. And if I had a rose garden, this is exactly how I would do it. Look at me manifesting a rose garden for myself in the future. Something like this would be nice. It's not too pretentious. It's just the right size and just the right amount of roses, if you ask me. Here's another beautiful rose. This is Donatella. And it's kind of like a creamy pink. Very beautiful, nice fragrance, big blooms. Oh, look at these red ones. I'm not a big red fan when it comes to roses, but I do appreciate a beautiful red rose. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And that red one was Precious Time. And then if we swing right over here, I'm looking at this yellow. This one is Keep Smiling. And it does look like a big smile. Beautiful yellow. Here's another really pretty yellow apricot. Happy birthday. Oh, that's so sweet. Look at that. That's very pretty. And it feels like we're almost reaching peak bloom, at least for the first flush, which is nice. This one is big purple. A nice pink purple rose. That's really nice. I'm actually very curious about these little ones here. Emma Bridgewater. Oh yes, we saw this one at the show, at the Chelsea show. This one seemed to be pretty popular. Look at that. That is rose perfection right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous rose. Here's Garden Glory. And it's a very nice, again, apricot. Beautiful shiny leaves. Nice size to these as well. Oh, and I like how they have their canes, especially the new canes, are a little bit red. That's interesting. Here's a beautiful pink one. This is All My Loving. These are all pretty tight. But you can see, oh, here's one that's going to open up. Nice long stems, big, big blooms. Look at that. Wow, that is a very, very pink right there. Oh, this is interesting. Look at how they're kind of making these edges to stay nice and tight. It looks like they have some metal edges on the inside. So all of the mulch stays inside and then you have these grassy pathways. That is so smart. That is the way to do it. That way you don't have things spilling over onto the paths. I think having proper rose gardens can be a little bit tricky because if I ever had the chance of having one, I would never plant it like just in straight rows. I would love to have a design like this. So maybe something like in a circle or even like a half a circle with these wide pathways where you can go in. And then I would plant them like this in big color blocks and I would plant them kind of tight together. Just that way, when you are looking at these roses, especially in full bloom, you're just going to see a sea of color. So if you are somebody who's designing a rose garden or you have one or you want to create one, it doesn't have to be to this scale, but just taking design elements and how they did it is what I appreciate about going to rose gardens and understanding the design of them. If you pay attention to the design, they have the circle garden here. And then all the way around, they have these triangles, almost like a pizza slice down each way. And then behind, they have another block of roses. So again, a lot of formality in this garden. And then the main pathway is brick. And then the pathways within the roses are grass. This is really, really beautiful. This one, again, is right up my alley, Thelma Barlow. Let's see if we can find an open one right here. Oh, yes. That is beautiful. Very blush tone. Very nice and warm. Nice warm color. Look at that. I love how when it ages, the petals on the outside get a little bit brown, but even this still looks beautiful. This coloring here kind of reminds me of Cafe au lait dahlia right there. Kind of that smoky transition as these outer petals age a bit. That's really nice. All right, for those of you who like a variegated two-tone rose, here's rock and roll. And look at this. It's just like a blotchy splash of a bright pink and white. This is not the style of rose that I like in terms of color, but I do think this one is very pretty. All right, here is another stunning rose. This one is called Just Joey. This is a true apricot color right here, and it looks like the petals fade into a little bit of a white as they age. Very, very pretty. Big, big blooms on this one. Here's a closer look at some of these ramblers back here growing on these structures. Just look at how beautiful. And look at all of the sprays that are about to bloom. Just the sweetest little roses. This is a really pretty white one with just the like softest touch of blush. This one is Desmona, and let me just get you a closer look. Look at these beautiful little cupped flowers. Isn't that just the sweetest? These are some of my favorite styles of roses. Just love the shape of these so much. And here's a really pretty smoky purple. Wow, this one is beautiful. Silver Shadow is the name of this one. Look at that. Wow. That's beautiful. It's a very pale purple. Kind of has a cooler tone to it. But I really, really like that. All right, so down the way, it looks like the rose garden continues. There's a little pond over here. Look at these. This is Blessings. More of a pink apricot color. That's nice. Here's another pretty white one, all white now. We don't have any open ones, but it looks like to be a nice, beautiful white color. And here's another beautiful yellow. Wow, this rose is huge. Holy moly. These are over 5 feet tall. I'm about 5'5", and look at how tall these roses are. That is wild. If you're looking for a tall, beautiful yellow rose, Golden Anniversary is the one you want to look for. Oh my goodness. These are beautiful. Very nice yellow. Wow. Oh, I love looking at the centers just to see how they open up. Look at that. Oh, such a sweet smell. Mmm, beautiful. And look at this sea of color right here. This is Heartfelt Thanks. This is going to look gorgeous in another week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, no, probably a week. These are gonna pop off. Look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. Just a really serene little pond. And if we swing back up here, this is where we have some more roses. So let's see what this area is all about. This is probably one of my favorite roses, Lady of Shallot. Let me get you a closer look at this one here. Look at this. Look at how beautiful. Oh, that's stunning. I love this rose so much. It just catches my eye every single time. Here's another sweet one, Saffy Rose. Just another pale pink. That's pretty. Love that. It's funny because I'm never attracted to these bright colored roses, but seeing them here like this in these big blocks, I'm really, really liking them. Look at this. Oh, that's pretty. Love that. I'm constantly paying attention to what they're underplanting some of their roses because it's one of those plants that when it's not in bloom, you have to have something interesting below doing something or else it just, I don't know. I think it's a waste of space almost. Not the roses, but not to have something underneath it. Looks like they're pairing some euphorbia, lavender. This one doesn't have a label, but let me just show you how beautiful that is. Perfection. Love it. Check these out. Here's some more singles that we were talking about in a previous video. Just look at how beautiful that looks. Are you kidding me? That's perfect. I really wish this one had a tag because this is beautiful. Look at how it opens. Just these like sweet little flowers. And then even as it ages, look at how it just blows open. And look at that center. Let's see if I can shadow or put a there we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. So pretty. That's so interesting. Here's another really pretty English rose. This is Anne Boleyn. Look at this. Beautiful little shrub. I think these are always nice when they're planted in little trios or even in a little drift because these seem to stay smaller, at least some of the English roses that I'm familiar with. And I just always find that they look nice in little groupings like this versus just having it stand alone. That's definitely something I've made the mistake of doing in our garden. But in the future, definitely want to plan out our roses a little bit better and just do them in bigger groupings like this right here for these specific roses anyway. Really sweet yellow. Oh, this is Sweet Juliet. Yeah, she's a good one. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm loving all of the back planting too, the elderberries, the laurel, just so many beautiful mixed evergreens back here that just make everything look so lush and full. Here is Port Sunlight. It's another beautiful soft apricot. Here's another beautiful single. This one is called Sally Holmes. And look, when it's closed, it's kind of like a peachy apricot color. And then as it opens, it's this creamy white. But look at the back petals, how it kind of retains that soft peach throughout. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm seeing a lot of repeating plants, especially like this one here. I believe this is Bear's Breeches, and it's just tucked away in several areas in this garden. But also back there, look at those geraniums. What a sweet pop of color back there. It looks like there's some more salvias throughout here. Let's see, what else can I see? There seems to be some grasses as well. Here's one more look at the rose garden from the back. And now I want to explore this path over here and see where it takes us. Right before we enter the pathway, this is stopping me in my tracks. Look at this plant combination here. We have society garlic. I don't see this very often in gardens, but it's beautiful. Look at that. Such a beautiful grassy texture, followed by those flowers. We have some really beautiful alliums right here. And like there's a bumble right on it. Oh, so sweet. There's a lot of common sage throughout here. And back here, look at how interesting that is. That's a Turkish sage right back there. That's really beautiful. We have some more irises. And let me just swing it around. This is a beautiful border, my goodness. Wow. Look at these. Aren't those so fun? More geraniums. I love this pathway too with the wood. Very simple but effective. Some nice carex throughout here. Some lilies. Now here's a little surprise. Look at this Primula japonica. I think this is apple blossom. Look at those sweet little flowers, and it is infested by aphids. That's all of that black over there. But look at those sweet flowers. And right over here, some more grasses, Bernera, more carex throughout, fern. We have some columbine over here. Now that's a really beautiful color. Look at that burgundy. Really sweet flowers. Wow, these are beautiful. I don't know if I've seen these in this color before. This is a surprising little treasure just tucked away back here. Very, very sweet. Oh, I love finding things like this. It's just like a little hidden gem. You just got to go look for it and you'll find it. Oh, look at that iris. What a beauty. So sweet and delicate. There is just something so romantic about a rose garden that every time I come to one, you're just instantly like swept away. It's just beautiful. And it doesn't even matter if you're not a flower fan or a garden fan. When you come and you stop and you smell the roses, it's just the most calming moment of the day. I love it so much. Just look at the sea of roses right over here. Isn't that just the most beautiful sight? There are a few more blocks of roses right back here. Some of them are not blooming, but this one is. That's pretty. Oh, that's very pretty. And that was Rose Gorgeous. Fitting, very, very, very fitting. So unfortunately, we can't get to this side, this island. It's closed off. Maybe they're doing some repairs over there. But there seems to be a lot of Japanese influence in this side of the garden over here. Look at this burgundy ice rose. This is very different than anything I've seen. Looks like a single. Look at that. That is beautiful. But the petals on the back are a little bit lighter. So it just gives it a lot of dimension. That's really pretty. I made my way to the other side of the garden. I had to show you this rose. This is, there it is right there. Elegantyne. Look at the stunner. Just the perfect blush. And it has a really nice scent to them. But what I really wanted to show you guys is this flower bed with some beautiful plants, but look at the background with those buildings peeking through with the ivy. Isn't that just so English and so beautiful? I am swooning right now. Anyways, I think we will wrap up today's tour here. It is such a beautiful day. I did not anticipate on being here as long as we have been, but there was just so much to see that I didn't want to miss anything. Even though there's a lot of people here today, there's such a sense of community, and you can tell the people here love gardens, love plants, they appreciate nature. Everybody's out and about, and it's just such a lovely setting to be in, especially with a beautiful landscaped garden like this. Like, it was more than I expected it to be. I also got to meet a few people here today, which was so lovely. One person was from California, and she was sitting on a bench painting a watercolor painting, and she's from California. And we just had the loveliest chat, and she was saying how for her, in order to fully experience a garden or a space, is you have to paint it. And that really stuck with me because I used to love painting and I kind of got away from it. And that was a good reminder that I should get back into it. And even if you don't paint, you can film or photograph, whatever it is, just to remind you of that space, but also be present in that space. And I think that's what I love about painting, is it forces you to really hone in and just pay attention to what's going on around you. So it was just a really sweet reminder to do that, and she was just so talented. I think the best takeaway for me today in this garden was just seeing all of the beautiful borders, all of the beautiful beds. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing those too, and just how they plant everything in different layers and the color blocks. I think my favorite part was probably that little orchard area where they had the taller grasses growing through, and then that beautiful border around it. I thought that was so whimsical, something that we can totally recreate ourselves in our own garden. And it was just one of those like key spots in this garden that was like, it just spoke to me the most. I think we'll go ahead and skip the botanical garden today. I do want to go grab some tea and some soup. Strigo was laughing at me the other day because it's like, you're in the tea capital of the world. Why are you not drinking tea? So I'm going to grab some tea, grab some soup, rest my vocals because we have a really fun week ahead of us with a lot of tours planned. So I want to make sure I rest up and don't overdo it. So thank you guys again for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye-bye.